What's going on, boys? Welcome back. Today we have the Surron Ultra B foot brake kit, and we're going to be installing it on my 2025 Surron Ultra B. This thing is built to the freaking max. The only thing missing is a motor and a shock, and of course a foot brake kit. Oh wait, and maybe the FactoryZ big brake kit coming soon. Anyways, when you open up your box with your foot brake kit in it, this is what you're going to see. You got the foot brake assembly itself, the YZ Master, pre-bled to the Ultra B caliper. There's two options. You get the YZ Master or the HSK Master. When you buy the YZ version, there is some drilling required. I made a specific video showing how to do all that and get it perfectly set up. You're also going to see your dual caliper bracket, the hardware for your caliper, and then of course this empty bag here was the hardware for the YZ Master. Now, I pointed this out in the video installing this master cylinder onto this foot brake, but this is the most crucial step of installing a foot brake. So I'm going to bring you guys in real close here, give you a little look. So you can see this is the plunger, right? And you got your lever. When you push your lever, the plunger goes into the master. That's what creates your brake pressure. So the most important thing here is that your master cylinder and this plunger are perfectly straight in line. We see this issue a lot where somebody gets their foot brake kit, they install it on their bike, the plunger, instead of being perfectly straight, is at an angle like this, and then whenever you push that lever, right, it's pushing out an angle. So what happens? That plunger on the inside of this master cylinder rubs on that wall and blows your master. So you have it on for 5-10 minutes. Next thing you know, you've got a blown master. So whether you're HSK or you got the YZ on there, make sure it's perfectly straight and then follow these next steps. You'll be golden. Alrighty, so first step in this process, boys, we're gonna pop off our rear wheel. I already took a socket over to that other side, pop the axle nut off. Now I'm just gonna slide the axle right on out. Okay, apparently my axle needs some lube because that should not have been that hard. One little trick I wanna show you, boys, that's gonna save you a headache later. Instead of taking your chain off, set it on this side of your swing arm. So then when you forget to put it over the sprocket, when you put your wheel on later, it's already over here, ready to just slide on and go. Now we're gonna take off this caliper and caliper bracket. Slide that bracket off. Got the bracket over here on the table now. Got a deep well 12mm socket, and we're just gonna pop off this pole. Holy tight, 1 second. Okay, so if your caliper pole is as tight as mine was, it's because they put so much Loctite on those threads from factory. What you're gonna wanna do, take a propane torch, heat up right here for 5 to 10 seconds, throw your wrench on there, and it'll spin right loose, and you can pop it off. And we're gonna take our little brass pad spacer off, and the rubber caliper slider off, and then you can throw that bracket in the trash. So we got our hardware from the stock bracket, and we're just gonna dump out the hardware that comes in the kit, and we're gonna install it onto the dual caliper bracket, same way that we just took it off. One pole here, one pole there, one rubber caliper slider there, the other one goes here. You can see it's not quite flush right there. Now it is. You wanna make sure you get that nice and flush. Brass pad spacer, slide that in here, and here, and then voila, our hardware is installed. We just need to take a wrench and make sure these are both nice and tight. That is definitely tight. Alrighty, back over here at the bike now. What I'm gonna do is set my foot brake and kind of get it behind this rubber mud flap and let it dangle on that side for now. Alrighty, so first we will take our handbrake caliper, slide it onto the dual caliper bracket, boom, like so. Then we're gonna take our foot brake caliper, do the same thing. Don't forget to take this little white or black pad spacer out of your caliper for the foot brake. Now this part is where it gets just mildly tricky, not real hard. It takes a little finagling. So I'm gonna slide the wheel in. You're gonna notice I'm getting this caliper to go over the rotor first, and then naturally that gets the back caliper to do the same exact thing. Just slide the whole thing back a little, axle goes through the dual bracket and into the wheel, boom, voila. Now I'm gonna put my axle chain tensioner bracket on the other side, put the axle nut on. Here I can show you guys that little trick I was talking about with the chain at the beginning. So you notice how I didn't have to mess with the chain when we put the wheel on, because I threw it over the swing arm, right? Then I'm gonna put it over my sprocket, spin it back, and then here you'll notice it's binding. It's kind of tough, right? I'm gonna use some strength and boom, now chain's on the sprocket. Now obviously here we just tighten our axle back down like it was. Whoopsies, throwing you guys all over the place. Boom. Alrighty boys, now we need to mount our foot brake, which is super easy. So you're gonna have your stock peg bracket bolted on right here. I would pop the peg off while it's still on the bike. You just pop that little C-clip off on the bottom down here. You'll pop that C-clip off, pull the pin out, pull the peg off, and then Take your peg bracket off. Come over here with the 2 bolts you used that were stock. I got some titanium ones, of course, but then we just bolt our foot brake right up. There we go, found the hole. It's always hard. Put some strength into that part there. Before we put that peg in, I always like to lube up my peg pin real good. Otherwise you get that horrible noise every time your peg bends. Sorry, I was way out of frame there. You guys get the point though. Put some lube on there. Then, set her to the side. Gotta get it in the hole again. Here, I'll slide the peg in first. Slide that in. Boom, top down. Never install your peg pin from the bottom up. If your C-clip falls off, that peg may go on a trip to Narnia in the middle of your ride. Boom. Don't forget, slide your washer over and then your C-clip. There we go. That easy. Alrighty boys, now last and certainly not least, make sure that this nut right here on your master cylinder, again, whether it's YZ or HSK, that needs to be tight, otherwise there's a chance of this piece just taking a trip to Narnia in the middle of your ride. And you don't want that to happen, so tighten that baby up. There you have it boys, that is the full in-depth how to install your Surron Ultra B foot brake onto your Surron Ultra B. Thing looks great, doesn't it? Well, I appreciate you boys watching. If you want to get yourself a foot brake just like this, shop FactoryZ, link down below. Don't forget to use code Zilly, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.
Maybach music.